My Lords, having been in your Lordship's house for a little over 3 years, I'm now on my second financial services bill. And I have to welcome today the level of engagement we're already seeing on this bill. I was quite new in the last one, and it was in the depths of COVID, but the width and the quality of debate was not then an advertisement for the House. There seemed to be a view that the financial services regulation could be largely left to the bankers, the hedge fund managers and the insurance brokers. Yet already today we've heard from the Noble Lord Forsyth of Drumlean how anyone concerned with house prices should be looking to regulate the financial sector to prevent it being an accelerator of prices rather than a funder of secure, affordable homes. From the Right Reverend Primate the Archbishop of Canterbury, that anyone concerned that the banks should actually serve the real economy of small businesses, to which lending has effectively stopped, should be concerned with financial regulation. And of course, anyone who wants a livable planet with a healthy natural world should be concerned with financial regulations, as Noble Ladies Baroness Sheehan and Hayman, among others, have highlighted. We have a financialised economy, everything from care homes to health provision, public transport to housing, tax dodging to serving oligarchs and plutocrats. Every member of your Lordship's House, whatever they regard as their speciality, alleviation of poverty, delivery of health, better health, education, should be concerned with this bill. Every member of the public should be concerned with this bill. So I'm going to agree for a second time with the Noble Lord Forsyth. The official opposition would be letting the government and the financial sector off the hook if our committee stage was consigned to the murky obscurity of the Moses room. And that, of course, perhaps is unsurprising behaviour given the Times report that the leaders of our official opposition are heading off to Davos to send a message to the super rich that Labor is the party of business. Now, you might expect me to be focusing on nature and climate, but others, most notably Baroness Sheehan, have already covered at length the, quote, dismissive view this bill takes of the very foundation of our economy, that on which every penny of our banks, every pound in a worker's pocket depends, functioning ecosystems. I'm going to take a more systematic and structural view. What is the financial sector for? What is the economy for? The economy should be in the service of a healthy, prosperous, sustainable society. The financial sector should be a tool for that type of economy. This bill should redirect our financial sector towards that. What we have instead is a primary objective, competitiveness. More finance is the aim, snatching it from other nations, growing what we have when we already have too much finance. Now, the Noble Lady Baroness Penn, in her introduction, proudly boasted 2.3 million people employed in the financial sector. We really need to change our thinking here. Human resource is a scarce resource. It should be used well. A holder of a maths PhD creating the next complex financial instrument to break the global economy is not being used well. That person could be improving our health, could be securing our food supply, could be increasing the sum of human knowledge. And letting the financiers rip, seeking to lead a global race to the bottom on regulation, when lack of regulation is a huge threat to the security of us all, is a heading 180 degrees in the wrong direction. Now, I could illustrate that in many ways, but I'm going to pick one example, Part 4, Clause 45, on position limits. Now, for those in the know, I might just mention London Metals Exchange, the nickel debacle. Some might have read the recent European Economic and Social Committee cry from the heart about much greater regulation of food and commodity trading. That is, as it and many others are identifying, a major factor in inflation, hitting every household in the UK and around the world today. A few are profiting while the rest of us pay. Now, many commentators, and among them I'll highlight Anne Pettifor in the Financial Times and elsewhere, are pointing that commodity derivatives could be the next big systematic risk because they're so under-regulated. Global commodity markets involve an annual volume of at least $700 billion in buying and selling. Then trillions in derivatives are piled onto that. And finally, when we talk about growing, if we grow the financial sector, we also grow corruption. The City of London is the global centre of corruption. And if you don't want to believe me on that, I'm going to quote from a debate my noble friend Baroness Jones of Molescombe secured. I'm going to quote Lord Evans of Weardale, Chair of the Committee on Standards in Public Life, and I quote, "We have clearly, as a matter of policy, turned a blind eye to the perpetrators of corruption overseas using London for business." Close quotes. If we grow the financial sector, we grow global corruption. That is the reality.
My Lords, it is an honour